Do you feel overwhelmed, anxious, numb, or just not like yourself after experiencing a traumatic event or a very stressful situation? If so, you're not alone. Today, I want to help you understand why your body and mind may be reacting the way they are and how learning about something called the Polyvagal Theory might help you start feeling safe and grounded again. My name's Linda Falasco. I am a licensed clinical social worker. I'm a trauma and grief therapist. Today, I want to talk to you about our nervous system and how it affects us. Whether you went through a traumatic event or a loss, or maybe you grew up in a chaotic environment, you probably have been impacted in ways that you don't fully understand. Many people are so in their heads and they try to think their way through problems or how they're feeling. And sometimes it is so in our nervous system and it affects us where we can't see it, let's say. And we keep talking and we're like, why isn't this working? Why don't we feel any better? And it's probably because you're going from the top down instead of the bottom up. And what I mean about that is we need to learn how to calm our nervous system. So what is our nervous system? Your nervous system is like the control center for how you respond to the world around you. It's constantly scanning for danger and safety, even when you're not aware of it. And it's doing this through something we call the autonomic nervous system. So let's pretend we're in science class right now. And the autonomic nervous system has two main jobs. And that is one, to protect you, or to help you rest and connect again. What happens when we're scanning for danger is a lot of times when things are happening, our body doesn't realize that it's not real danger. Now, this nervous system serves a great purpose to protect us. But what happens with many people is that we kind of are stuck in a loop. And let's say you're taking a math test and you study really hard. And then you look at the test the teacher gives you and you're looking at it and you're like, oh my gosh, I studied and nothing's on here. Well, you can't get up and run away and you can't go up and hit your teacher. So you can't fight and you can't flee. So a lot of times we just kind of keep it in and we don't discharge that energy. Now, I know many people that are watching this probably are not going to take a math test, but that was just an easy example that I can use. So just think about other experiences that you have. Maybe you're at work and a boss confronts you about something and you're feeling it, like your heart's racing, you're sweating, you're kind of feeling a little nauseous in your stomach and the thoughts are going, but again, you can't run away from the boss. You can't bulldoze them down. You got to sit there with it. And if you constantly are doing that and we don't let our body know that we're not in danger, then it may keep repeating. So let's talk about the Polyvagal Theory. The Polyvagal Theory helps us understand how our body reacts to stress, grief, and trauma in three main states. It was developed by Dr. Stephen Porges, and it has helped many people make sense of why they shut down, why they panic, or why they freeze, even long after something difficult has happened. So let's break down the three stages. The first stage that I'll share with you is our ventral vagal state. This is where we feel calm, grounded, safe, and connected to others. This is what people call the healing zone, and we'll use colors, and it's the green zone. So this is when we feel good. Then we move down the ladder, and this is our sympathetic nervous state, and this is where we're in fight or flight mode. You may feel anxious, restless, angry, overwhelmed, panicky. You might notice your heart racing, your muscles feel tight and tense. You feel unsafe. You don't feel grounded. Now, that is the yellow state. Then we drop all the way down the ladder to the dorsal vagal state. And this is our shutdown or freeze mode. You might feel disconnected, like you feel like you're kind of out here and the world's just going on around you, but you're kind of not in it. You might feel numb, hopeless, really down and depressed. You can't just get moving, or like you want to curl up and just disappear. That's what we call the red state. Now, a lot of us fluctuate between the yellow and the red a majority of our life, and we don't even realize it. We don't realize how much stress that we are carrying in our bodies and how to discharge that stress. We should flow in between all three nicely. We should be able to kind of scan out the environment and be like, all right, it's not danger, and be able to regulate our bodies so that we can get into the parasympathetic nervous state, which is our rest and digest state. But because we get stuck in that loop, we don't realize that this is maybe not normal. And when I say that, I am sharing that it took me, even as a therapist, a long time to realize that I wasn't stressed. People would say, you're really stressed out. And I'd be like, I'm not stressed. I'm fine. But truth be told, I was, but I didn't recognize it until I dove back in and did more work of my own, because I was so used to living in a tight, stressed body and being go, go, go that I didn't recognize I wasn't regulating on a regular basis. So why am I sharing this? Why does this even matter when we go through traumatic events or we are going through grief, complex grief? Well, we go through something traumatic, or we lose someone we love, or we grow up in a very chaotic environment. Our nervous system can get stuck in one of those protective modes, and we don't realize it, and we kind of keep looping. We either are on high alert all the time, or we completely shut down. And that high alert for people could look different. It could be the racing thoughts. It could be just feeling tight and tense and always having to stay busy maybe, or hyper vigilant, like someone makes a noise behind you and you're always jumping, you're like startled very easily. It can stay there long after the real original threat is over, and you don't realize that that's what you've been reacting to. And you might ask yourself, why am I still so anxious? Why am I so jumpy? Why don't I feel at all? Why can't I cry? Why am I so disconnected and I can't get myself together? The answer is your nervous system is doing its job. It's trying to protect you. That's what it was built for. But with awareness and the right tools, you can begin to shift out of survival mode and find your way back to calm. And that's what it took me a long time to realize, that to find my way back to calm, because I didn't know I was not calm. It was all I knew. I want you to know you're not broken. You're not weak. You're human. And your nervous system has been through a lot. Some of the ways that you can start to feel better is not only by awareness like this, to learn about your nervous system, but also learn how to calm and regulate. So when you start to feel these symptoms, we need to get you back in your body. Don't try to think it through right now. Once you go bottom up, and that is learning how to notice it in your body. Notice where you feel it. Sometimes just bringing awareness to it can help. Taking deep breaths, doing 4-count breath, or you could do 4-square breath. And this is where you will breathe in your nose for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, breathe out your mouth for a count of 4, and pause for a count of 4, and repeat that maybe 5 to 10 times. So you're kind of moving, or you're visualizing the square as you do it. You also may be able to do some grounding. And when I say grounding, that is just looking around, describing things you see, really taking that environment in, touching some things and noticing your feet on the ground, noticing what you're sitting on. I'm feeling the arm of my chair right now, and I can feel the stitching in where the leather is and where the fabric's all stitched up. I don't know how to describe that. Notice what you hear. Maybe notice what you smell and taste something. There are just a couple ways to learn how to regulate and to just get yourself grounded. I will be doing more videos about specific grounding techniques for you, but these are 3 things you can try right now. Is grounding, describe the things you see, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5 things that you see, 4 things to touch, 3 things that you hear, 2 things to smell, and 1 thing to taste. The other one is just doing some deep breathing. In your nose, out your mouth, and then 4-square breath. So there are 3 things that you can just start right now, bringing awareness to what's going on, and then just noticing, do you feel calm? Do you start to dial that down? So come back for more, and I will be sharing more ways to help calm your nervous system. And if this video has resonated with you at all, be sure to leave a comment. give it a like, subscribe for more videos, or share with other people in your life who also may be going through this. And let me know if just the breathing, the 4 square breath, or the grounding has helped you dial down that anxiety or distress in your body at all. Love to hear from you. Thanks for listening, and come back for more.